This was a thing that I did when I was a kid. What I discovered is that me trying to do an impression of Bill Cosby sounds like Bill Cosby as a baby, and then he has some bad news surrounding him, and so baby Bill Cosby is no longer appropriate.
Hey guys, what's going on? We're here in the Young Hollywood studio with Joey Bragg. What's up, Joey?
Nothing much. What's up with you?
Not too much. And all your cats on your shirt.
Yeah, I wore this especially for you guys.
Thank you. I wore this butterfly dress especially for you. We're cats and butterflies today.
Because you know how much I love butterflies.
Yes, and you know how much I love cats.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations, Liv and Maddie.
I know.
This is so exciting.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, you guys just got a little makeover, huh?
Yeah, just a little a little pep talk, I guess.
A little
I don't
reboot.
Know. Yeah, a little which I thought when I first, whoa, I'm too big.
It's you.
That's you. Ooh, didn't approve those. But when I first found out that that's what we were doing, I was like, wow, we're like moving to California and we're getting a new cousin, and I was like, jumping the shark a little bit.
Yeah.
But then you read it or watch it, as you will do for the first time.
I'm just gonna read the script.
But I think it's good. I mean, I think it's just the same characters in a different setting, which I think is kind of a breath of fresh air.
Sweet. And you've been acting since you were, I read that you did stand-up when you were 13 years old.
Yeah. My first show, I was 13, was at a coffee house in San Jose called Phil's Coffee.
Oh.
I was following a guy doing a slam poem about his dead dog.
Oh my gosh.
It was the saddest thing. He's like, Fido, why did you have to go? It was so sad. It was the saddest thing. And then everybody was like, and then it's like,
snapping?
child stand-up comedian Joey Bragg for his first time up, ever.
Oh
and
my gosh.
my opening joke was about how much I want to live in New York, but how scary it would be every time you hear those dun-dun from Law & Order, because you know somewhere somebody was brutally murdered.
Bad. It might have been Fido.
Yeah, it could have been Fido. Oh, the kids' stories are connected.
Plot twist.
Yeah, but then it just and then I just was doing that, and I was doing more prestigious clubs and opening for some people, and then I started doing acting.
And then you joined the coolest club, the Disney Club.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember your audition for Liv and Maddie?
Yeah, my audition for Liv and Maddie was an odd one, because I met the two creators, John Beck and Ron Hart. And Ron Hart, the first thing I said to him when I walked in the room, he's like a bigger guy, glasses like me, dark hair, and I go, you look like me in the future if I made a bunch of bad decisions.
No, you did not say that to me.
And I booked the job. And,
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so that was the only part I remember. Don't remember my read, but
I'm sure he remembers that too.
yeah, he does. He tells that story all the time. And I always hear people say that. People are always like, oh yeah, the first thing you said to me was this mean thing. I'm like, I wouldn't hang out with me anymore. I sound mean in these stories.
No, you're so nice. Do not discredit yourself like that.
But I'm quick to judge, or quick to make a little.
Well, you just got
quippy.
quick wit. You can't help it.
Yeah,
you just
I
speak your
can't.
mind.
My mind
you're a
is
very
quicker than
honest
my mouth.
person.
Thank you.
How closely related to Joey on the show are you?
Pretty close.
Pretty close?
Yeah. My character's name was originally Sticky. Mm-hmm. I was Julian Fickman. I was Sticky Fickman. And when the show got picked up, they changed the character name to Joey, and the character was just a little bit more like me. And then as it progressed, the cat shirts got picked up pretty quickly into my actual character. And then in this season I'm doing stand-up.
Amazing.
And Joey Rooney does stand-up that I got to write for the show, and it's really cool.
I love that. What were you like in high school?
Oh, the coolest kid in town. People used to carry me from class to class if my calves were tired from all the stairs. No, I was a kid that couldn't shut up. I mean, I still am now. I would make jokes in class and get in trouble. But I did good. My parents are teachers, so I always homework was pushed.
Yeah,
I always
you had to.
did good.
You had to do good, right?
Yeah.
Did you always know that you wanted to be in the business, or in show business? Business?
Not really. I kind of always I knew that I wanted to do something different. I knew that I didn't want to work in an office. I went through weird phases as a kid where I would find this guy came to my school and did a yo-yo show where he was went to Paris and I went to the Eiffel Tower and made an Eiffel Tower, and I was like, holy crap, this guy's job is to go to these schools, do a bunch of dope-ass yo-yo tricks, and then leave and get paid. And I was like, that's what I want to do. So he was selling yo-yos. I bought a yo-yo. I got average at a yo-yo, and then was like, that's not it. And then we were in PE, and we were had stacking cups. You know those? When you stack the cups up really fast and then unstack them. And I was like, I'm gonna be the best
Yeah,
cup stacker in the
this is
world,
my
and that's
dream.
what I'm gonna do. And then I had a bunch of things like that. Like I did drums for a while, and then nothing really stuck. And then I started doing stand-up, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is it. Like, this is what I want to do.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you could still always go back to yo-yoing.
Oh
on the
yeah.
Side,
No,
if
it's
you need
always
a
there.
side hustle.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
Liv and Maddie. Maybe I do.
I feel like there's gonna be some full circle things that you're gonna do stand-up, maybe some yo-yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this is not a character. This is the real Joey
Yeah.
Bragg that we're watching.
I
on
may or
Liv
may
and
not have a
Maddie.
cat and a kitty Bjorn.
Oh
So
my gosh.
just putting that out there.
Well, I have a fan question for you.
Ooh.
Okay, and it has to do with cats.
Probably my mom asking me if I can feed her cats when she's out of town.
Well,
I don't have
this
any
is
fans.
close. This is close. This is from a super fan, Maddie. She
Oh.
wants to know who your favorite cat is, Patty or Whoopi.
Oh, that's not fair, Maddie. Come on. You can't pick favorites, right? You have 2 cats and you have 2 kids, you can't pick. They always say you can't pick favorites. But Audrey said Patty's her favorite. And so I was like, that broke my heart. Because then the other one can hear you. She's right there,
Right.
sitting down in the sunbeam. So I'm like, I guess Whoopi's my favorite. I'll give Whoopi the love that Patty gets extra. So to balance it out, so they
Right.
both get equal love. And I guess that's maybe made my bond with Whoopi more.
Okay.
But I love them both equally as my daughters.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. I'm sure they love you equally as well.
Yeah, so buzz
Then-
off, Maddie.
And then our last question is from somebody very special. Audrey wants to know that if you were to do an impression of Bill Crosby as a
Oh,
baby,
come on.
what would it sound like?
Jesus. This isn't fair. Okay, so this was, oh God. This was a thing that I did when I was a kid.
Okay.
It was an impression of Bill Cosby that wasn't an impression of Bill Cosby because I can't do an impression of Bill Cosby. But what I discovered is that me trying to do an impression of Bill Cosby sounds like Bill Cosby as a baby. Okay. Oh, my name is Bill Cosby, and I'm a baby. I was put into a baby's body, and I have a diabetes. And that was this bit I did when I was a little kid, not when I was a stand-up performer. It just kind of evolved. And then he has some bad news surrounding him, and so baby Bill Cosby is no longer appropriate. Here's my publisher shaking her head in her hands. I was in an audition once. It was a Nickelodeon sketch audition, and I'm doing it. And I did 3 minutes of just written monologue. Couple characters I developed, and they were like, "Awesome. Do you have anything else?" And I was on a high, right? I was like, "This audition's going great. Yeah, I got something else. It's Bill Cosby as a baby. Have a seat for this one." And then I did what I just did, and then they were like, "Thank you. Get out." That just proves that I don't have any actual real fans, by the way.
No, you do. You have 2 super fans. And a
2
third
super
fan. I'm your new super fan too.
Thank you. You did put my face way too big on a TV.
Yeah, I didn't do it, okay? Don't blame me. Thank you so much for joining us, though.
Thank you for having
This
me.
is so great.
Sorry, I rudely drank coffee. I could have waited 30 seconds. This whole thing
I
would have been over.
No.
Can you edit that out?